guys, Mr. Black here of Cool Mini or Not. We are here today with
Tim Korklewski from Cool Mini or Not.
And we have a 500-point Dark Age battle report for you today. I'm going to be playing the Prevailers. Tim is going to be playing the Core. Tim, why don't you tell us a little bit about your army?
Sure, so I decided to use some of the newer models that are either out now or going to be coming out soon. I wanted to go with a little bit more of the range capability that the Core have, along with some of their infiltrate abilities. So I've got, over here, we've got Ghost, who's really good at getting up into the enemy lines, along with the Giant Churgeon that's very good at hiding itself amongst the battlefield and pulling victims in closer to do more damage. Along with that, I decided to run the new Grotesques because of the fact that they have a lot of cauterizing weapons and they cause a lot of panic on the battlefield. And of course, one of my all-time favorites is the Rend, because anything that can hit something with 3 saws in an attack is amazing. And wrapping it all up, I have 2 menial bots to help tie together the force and give me a little bit of a scrap counter generation. And I've got Banshee, who's hopefully going to be a very mobile assault force throughout the entire game.
Over here at the Prevailers, you're running all the new stuff there. I'm running all the new stuff here because all this stuff is new. I decided to showcase here, we have Lilith, we have 2 War Knights, we have a Voice of the Prevailers, and we have 2 Red Sisters and a Crimson Mother. This force is very straightforward. It's going to run forward and try to kill you the best it can. I've got things that are going to basically buff everything, and the psychogenics that I've chosen for my voice are going to be Holy Revival, Wrath of God, and Fury of the Heavens, just to give her some form of offensive punch. But other than that, my basic plan, buff these guys up and go kill you in melee. Pretty straightforward. We've decided that this game we're going to be playing the Slaughtering Field, so we're going to get right into the thick of things. We've already gone and set up our objectives markers, we've set up our deployment, and now we're about to roll off our first turn. So it's Tim, let's go ahead and get this started.
All right. I got an 8.
Yeah, 3. I'm going to go ahead and say, please activate your Churgeon, please.
Activate the Churgeon. All right, so I've got 3 action points with the Churgeon with speed of 4. So I don't want to get him too close right off the bat, so I'm going to go ahead and move him.
It's fine. Come right at me.
No, that's okay.
You actually outrange me, which feels a little scary when I'm playing Forsaken.
And let's see here. That is about right to here. So Churgeon decided to play it safe. Normally he could leap down off of that. However, I decided he's just going to go walking down the stairs.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and activate my War Knights. They have 3 AP and 3 movement, so they're going to move up 9 inches. To the bottom of these stairs.
All right, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and activate my Grotesques. I'm going to go ahead and walk them forward. Only using a couple of their action points. I'm actually going to just pass on the last one. I don't want to get them too close just yet.
All right, let's go ahead and activate the Red Sisters. They're going to squad link together with the Crimson Mother. 3 AP, 3 movement. Pretty standard for humans here, and you know what? We've got some glory. Let's get up there and kill a Churgeon.
That's what I was afraid of.
And the robots felt fear, Tim.
Well, we feel anger. We've established that. So, and I'm going to go ahead and activate my Rend, and because, well, Rends just don't care. All 3 AP to move directly at you.
And Tim, just for my benefit, your alpha program robots that you have are going to be this Ghost and the Banshee over there, correct?
That is correct.
All right, we have some nice targets. Rend has moved up. I've got Lilith and my Voice of the Prevailers left. My Voice is just going to spend 2 of her 3 AP to move up right here behind this wall, and a nice scenic view right here for leading the troops.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and activate the Ghost. I'm going to go ahead and move him up 6 inches. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and move him up the full 9, get him in here behind this tree. Keep him in here, keeping somewhat control of that Rend. And go ahead.
All right, I have Lilith left to activate. 3 AP, 3 movement. You move that Ghost up there. I don't really like being flanked. But you know what? She's going to go ahead and move right up here behind these War Knights, so go ahead and try taking some shots at her if you really want. I've activated everything on my side of the field. Tim, the remainder of the round is yours.
All right, so I've got the menials left. I'm going to go ahead and just make this quick because they need to get up there in order to act as meat shields for some of my more important stuff. I'm going to go ahead and march them up there 8 inches. Get them rolling.
Tim, I don't know if I told you this before, menials are actually one of my most hated units in the game just because something that cheap, that much HP. Granted, that's their design, but still a pain to deal with.
That's actually why normally in games I like to take 5 of them. All
of course,
right.
looking over here, there's nothing on your side of the board that I actually really feel comfortable with anyway.
Let's see here. In the Banshee, I'm going to go ahead and float her right up here in behind the Wren. That is the end of my turn.
All right, so that's going to be the end of round 1. I'll just put this marker right here to keep track of that. All right, round 2. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
All right.
Let's see whose gambit's going to pay off here.
I got an 11. I don't think mine
6.
is. Ooh, not good. Not good.
Okay, I'm going to activate Lilith. Her first AP is she's going to command the Red Sister. So she will activate immediately after that. Lilith is then going to go and start off this fun time. She's going to do Volatile Augmentation on this Red Sister here. And what that does is it basically gains Berserk until the Lingering Effects phase of this turn, at which point she, they're all she's, might take some damage. That Ghost is now going to be a problem here, so I'm going to measure range. My Kim gun has a range of 8 inches. Sure, you're going to be in range, but just for the sake of always measuring, we are going to see that you are
Just outside.
just outside of range, and that, Tim, is why we measure things. My next AP is going to be to move up here. Now, keeping note, Volatile Augmentation was free, so I have spent an AP to command, I've spent an AP to move. My last one is I'm going to shoot. Because of my Kim cocktail ability on my Kim gun, I get to pick one of the different special abilities to give it. I'm going to give it Rot. So if I hit you, you're going to get a Rot counter. I have an AS of an 8. You are
Defensive 3.
So that's going to be 11. You're over 4 inches, but under 8, obviously. So that's going to be a -1. I'm going to need a 10 or less. 10 or less.
See what happens.
That's going to be an 8.
That is a
It's
hit.
going to be a hit. You're going to go ahead and get a Rot counter. I believe you have all the counters over there. And it's going to be a power 1 times 3, because the Rot's reduced your armor by 2, though. What is your modified armor?
My modified armor at that point would be a 13.
So, 3 saves you need to pass here, Tim.
3 saves. Let's see what I get. A 19, a 7, and a 5. So I actually do take a wound off of that.
I'll keep track of the wounds over here with these orange counters. All right. That worked fine. Now we're going to have my Red Sister activate, and she is going to squad link with these right here. So my Crimson Mother is actually going to start off there. She is going to cast Mark of the Beast, which is one of her psychogenics. I should say her psychogenics. She doesn't have any others. It's a TN of a 14 or less. I need this to go off, so I'm actually going to spend 1 to focus on it to get a +2. So I need a 16 or less to make this work. That's a 10. Goes off. The effect of that is I choose 1 model name, and her attacks and anything she squad links with, when they attack that model, they gain critical strike 4.
Oof.
And that is when the attack critically hits on a 4 or less. Very good with her combination of Decapitate. So she has 2 AP left. She's not going to be able to get anywhere, but she's going to spend the last 2 of those to just move down here. When I activate this Red Sister, then, it is going to take her 2 AP to get into contact with your Turgian. I'm sorry, Tim, I named Turgian as my model name. I forgot to actually declare that, so my bad. That is the Berserked Red Sister as well, so she has +1 AS, +1 to hit, and an additional power multiplier. So she is right now rocking an AS of a 9, 10 with the charge.
All right. I have a defense of a 5.
All right, we need 15 or less. I'm going to show you how you kill a giant robot. That's going to be a 16. Of course, noting I needed a 15, but that's what I get for talking, right? Okay, so that was her... That would have been so cool. Come on.
I know.
All right.
It would have been great.
So that was her second AP. She has 1 left. You're my ace in the hole. Come on. Come on. All right, so her AS of an 8. 9 with being Berserk. I'm sorry, your defense again?
My defense on the Turgian is a 5.
14 or less. Come on. You can do this. 6. Thankfully, that is going to be a hit. It's not going to be a crit. Oh, well, I tried. The power in that is going to be a 6 times 2 normally, 7 times 2 because she is Berserk, 7 times 3 because she is Berserk.
That's right, she's double berserked. Okay, so my armor is an 18, so I am now, you said a 7?
7 times 3.
So I need to roll 3 dice at 11 or under. Ugh. 6, 7, and a 9. I actually saved that attack.
Well, Red Sister, I appreciate you running up there, flailing at him, and then failing to actually hurt him. Well, why not? The other one here, it's going to be 3 AP to get up there. Might as well. Charge right up there into combat. She is not Berserk, so it's going to be an AS of an 8, 9 with the charge, 10 with the gang up, plus your defense of 5, and 15 or less.
15 or less.
17. Fantastic, gals. Fantastic.
They're doing so well for you.
I really appreciate that. That was my power play. Okay, well, Tim, yeah, let's see what you got.
Okay, so what to do? Well, I have this nice Churgeon sitting right there next to these two.
Tactical withdrawal is what you're trying to say.
No, not so much. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate, I believe, the Churgeon. I'm just going to see if I can take a couple of those sisters out before
Tim,
that Churgeon
just
gets
for
wounded.
their knowledge, the viewers and ours as well, can I have one of those red counters and we will mark that is the Berserk one? Because to note, red sisters do have retaliation, so if you miss them, they will attack back, and so it's going to actually matter which one you hit or not.
Right. Okay then. So I have 2 claw attacks on the Churgeon. Assault of 6, their defense is a...
They have a defense of 4.
Defense of 4. So I need a 10 or under to hit. That is not good with the retaliate, but hey, I gotta go for it anyway.
I thought 15 or under was pretty good, and...
Yeah, we saw what happened there. Alright, so... 1 hit and 1 miss.
Alright, so that's going to be 1 retaliation attack and then 1 hit. We resolve the hit first.
Okay, it's a power 4 times 2.
I have an armor of lovely 14, so I'm going to need 10 or less. 17 and 18, it's a fail. She will suffer a wound. They have 2. Now, so this all resolves at the same time. So they do have rage, so she is going to get +2 power from here on, but the retaliation is resolving the same time as the attack because it was multiple attacks. So not getting it for this. I do have an AS of an 8. You have a defense of a 5. I'm going to need a 13 or less.
All right.
That's a 10.
That is a hit.
That's going to be a power 6 times 2, 7 times 2 because I am ganging up on you.
7 times 2, so I need 11 or less on 2 dice. 8, and that one's cocked. A 4. So that Churgeon's just hanging in there.
Appreciate it.
Doing what I can.
All right, that was your first AP.
Second AP, I'm going to try to finish that red sister off. They believe they have 2 wounds, correct?
2 wounds.
All right.
Double miss. Come on.
Double miss. Let's hope that doesn't happen. So I hit again on a 10 or less. 5 and a 2.
Double miss, double hit, whatever. Okay. So anyway, 2 power 4 times 2s, correct?
Correct.
2 saves of 10 or less. First save for me. That's going to be a failure. She is going to be dead. Not even going to bother rolling the second one. She's just dead.
All right, and the final attack, I'm going to go ahead and attack the Raging Sister.
Double miss. Come on.
Double miss.
Double miss.
This is the one I don't want to double miss.
She's pissed off. Her friend just got killed. Come on.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I need 10s or under again. 8 and a 3. Well, we're getting the doubles. The doubles are there.
I really don't want this to be one of those type of games where, you know, here's our nice battle report and all my guys died and Tim didn't lose a single model. Fantastic. All right, 10 or less 2 times.
Who wants to buy the core?
10 or less. That's a failure of double 13. She will suffer a wound. Come on, come on. And another save. That is going to be a 19 and a 1. So we critically saved that. She is going to be okay for that one.
All right.
Unfortunately, that was your... Oh, no. That was your third AP, wasn't it?
That was my third AP, so I didn't quite get a chance to kill them off, but I had to take the gamble. Luckily, I didn't take any damage on the retaliation, though.
You did a pretty good job of trying.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you're going to pass to me?
Yes.
Options and options. Okay, let's go ahead and try this.
They're not affected by panic, are they?
No, Tim, they actually have never panic. One of the other nice things about being a raging fanatic.
Okay.
But yes, that is a good thing to keep a note because your core have a nice tendency to panic things. All right, back to my activation. I'm going to go and activate the War Knights. Yeah, those squaddling together, so we'll activate this one first. Her first AP is she is going to 6 inches, 8 inches. Very good. She's going to spend 2 AP, move 6 inches right here to get in contact with the objective marker, and then she's going to do a charging attack on the ghost right there with her reach weapon, the War Trident. AS of a 6, 7 on the charge. Your defense
is a 3.
You need a 10 or less. All right. We rolled a 3. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be a power 7.
Power 7. So because my armor right now is a 13 because of the rot counter, I need to roll a 6 or under, or Ghost will die. And I rolled a 13, so Ghost will die.
Fantastic. I'm at that point going to reveal my objective. Grisly reminder. Reveal this objective when an enemy model is killed by a melee attack. Give them all the killed at 1 head counter. While in contact with an objective marker, Maul may spend 1 AP to discard its head counter to complete this objective. So we're going to give my guy a head counter right here. You have some scrap counter, or sorry, a scavenge counter to lay down there, don't you?
Yes, I do, because Ghost died, and unfortunately I did not lay one down for that red sister that I killed.
Red sister. That's fine, we can lay one down there. I've got one right over here. Sometimes it does happen, but that's alright. Alright, I revealed Grizzly Reminder. I'm going to spend my last AP, because I'm in contact with an objective marker, to place that objective token on the objective marker. Bam, completed. Completed Grizzly Reminder. It's going to give me 1 victory point.
Okay.
That is going to be that War Knight's complete activation. The other one... Wow. So you ran up there and completed that objective, and I appreciate the gusto right there, but you're also in front of 2 Neobots, a Rind, and a Banshee. I don't think you're coming home. Sorry. So this one is actually just going to come right here. Stand there. Lilith is putting some orders into play here. All right, Tim, that's going to be my activation for them. It's going to go back to you.
All right, so what to do? Well, I think what I'm going to start with is I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and remove that poor War Knight from the field, because he's just standing out there all lonely. So I'm going to go ahead and just activate the Rend.
Come at me, bro.
So, well, that's exactly what he's going to do. And it's going to take 2 action points to reach you. And that's going to be a charge. Now, I do have the Rending Saw upgrade on the Rend, so they get their normal saws.
That's good.
Plus, they get a Rending Saw.
I'm feeling really good about this.
So 6, 7 on the charge. Your defense is
a defensive of 6.
Okay, so 13s or under will hit. The white dice will be my Rending Saw. So 3 total attacks. 2, 5, and a 10. So...
Tim, the ability to fail saves... Sorry, the ability to fail attack rolls... I need you to learn that ability really quick.
Yeah, I'm really trying. I can't help it.
So I've got a Sundered Armor token, correct?
Yes, you do.
All right, so you have the tokens over there again.
Yes, so we're going to go ahead and just drop this one down here. His armor is sundered, so he's -2 to his armor.
And to a 16. So what's the power on all those attacks?
Okay, so the regular saws are going to be a power 6 times 2 because of the charge. And the Rending Saw is going to be a power 5 times 2 because of the bonus on charge.
We'll start with the lowest and work our way up. Of course, it's a lot of saves. So I got past 6.
Yes.
War Knights, I don't really have any faith in you doing this, so surprise me. Armor of a 16 because of that Sunder armor counter. -5, I need 2 11 or less. 2 10s.
Excellent. There's the first one.
That was the easiest one, right?
Yes.
Okay, next ones are power 6 times 2, so I'm going to need 10 or less.
Yes.
Come on. A 1 and a 9.
Saved it.
War Knight, I'll give you a name if you survive. 2 and 11. Oh well, dead. Scavenge counter.
Yep, he gets one right there.
And that was your second AP on the Rend?
That was my second AP.
Super.
My third AP, just going to be to back off and kind of get ready for a retaliation.
Okay, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Voice of the Prevailers. Show them why you're awesome. Spend 1 AP. Move up. Second AP. She is going to cast Holy Revival. A low TN of a 12, though, but if it is successful, I select 1 non-character model that has previously been slain, from my side, obviously, put it on the battlefield, and it gets an activation this turn. So I'm going to attempt to cast this. I need a 12 or less. It's going to go off with a 12. Getting it close there. I'm going to bring back this lovely red sister. She comes back with 1 HP. Rage is a beautiful thing.
That is troublesome.
Last AP. She is going to do Wrath of God. I'm going to need a 14 or less to get this off. Going to get off with a 3. Description is I'm going to select 1 friendly model with an 8, and that model gains 1 Wrath counter until the end of its next activation. Wrath counter gives it +2 AS, +2 power, and may reroll 1 attack roll this activation. It might suffer some damage at the end, but guess what? She's not going to be sticking around too much longer anyway. So I'm going to go and give her a blue Wrath counter.
Uh-oh.
And then she is going to be done. I would normally be done, but she actually does get to activate this turn. So, that's it for me with the voice, though. Moved. First AP to cast, second AP to cast.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and squad link my grotesques together. And let's see here. How do I want to go about playing this? All right, so I'm going to activate the first grotesque. He's going to move up. And he's going to take a shot at your War Knight. So, he is within. That is just outside of 4, so I am going to be at a -1 to my assault, which is okay.
All right. We have a defense of a 6.
Okay, so since I'm just outside of 4 inches, I'm going to go ahead and aim, which will give me +2 to my assault on the attack. So my assault from my projection guns goes from a 6 to an 8, and you have a defense of
6.
6, so I need a 14 or less in order to hit the War Knight. 5.
I never said the ability to never miss an attack. I'm sorry, what was the power on that?
Power 6.
All right, armor of an 18. Feeling pretty confident there. I need a 12 or less. We're gonna roll a 7. We're fine.
Okay. Then the second one is going to move up. He is going to do the exact same thing. 14 or less. 15. I actually miss. I do miss one shot.
Whoa.
And it is back to you.
Options. Okay. Red Sister, with her Wrath counter, is going to activate. There's going to be 2 AP for her to get in contact over here. Thought you were done with me, didn't you?
I was afraid of this.
Okay, so let's look at all the buffs she has on her. She has Rage, which is going to give her +2 power. And she has that Wrath counter, which is going to give her +2 AS and +2 power. Alright, so the Harrower, AS of an 8, 9 with the charge, 10 with the gang up, 12 with the Wrath counter, plus your defense of 5. I need a 17 or less.
This is going to hurt.
Come on, you can pull off a 17. That's a 3. That's going to be a hit. It's power 6 times 2, 7 times 2 on the charge, 8 times 2 with the gang up, 10 times 2 with the rage, 12 times 2 because of the Wrath counter. How's that for a power hit?
So I need to roll 2 dice at 6 or under in order to make this save. Or one critical save. 17 and a 3, that is a wound.
Take your damage. That was the first time I've wounded him, isn't it?
That is the first time you've wounded him.
Ah, come on. All right, 1 AP left. Ace of an 8, 9 with the gang up, 11 with the Wrath counter, 16 or less because of the 5-year defense. 15, that is going to be a hit. 6 times 2, 7 times 2 with the charge, 9 times 2 because of the Wrath counter, 11 times 2 because of her rage.
So this one, it's going to be a 7 or under on 2 dice. 13 and a 2, that is another wound.
Fortunately, she is done. That is the end of her activation. She goes back from whence she came.
Good, no more of that.
And because that model was removed from the table and not killed, that is not going to drop another scrap counter. Specifically because of the wording on Holy Revival. Remove it from play. That is the end of my entire activation, though. So it's going to go back to you to finish up everything else you have left.
Okay, so I've got my 2 menials, and I've got the Banshee. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the menial bot over here on the right first. I am going to go ahead and squad link them. So I'm going to go ahead and move him up his 8, which is going to get him right up here by this counter that actually doesn't do anything anymore. He's also going to be picking up 2 scrap counters along the way.
Knocking over a grotesque.
Knocking over a grotesque in the process. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a dice next to him with a 2 mark on it so we know that he's got 2 scrap. And the other one is going to go ahead and close with this War Knight and hope for the best on a charge.
Bring it on.
Okay, so I am now at Assault 5 with my charge.
Defense 6.
So I need an 11 or under with my menial bot. How is a 2?
That was a 2. Yeah.
So it is power 3 times 2 on the charge. Feeling lucky.
Well, armor 18, 15 or less. No, I'm not going to say anything because that's when 20s happen, right?
Exactly.
A 1 and a 16. You know what? That's great. I'll take it.
Yeah, that is a save.
So the 1 critically saves, ignores the other one, which 16 would normally be a fail.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and activate my Banshee, and I'm going to go ahead and reveal the dead drop. Reveal this Reveal this objective at any time. Friendly models may spend 1 AP while in contact with the closest objective marker to your deployment zone and gain 1 bomb counter. This objective is completed when a model with a bomb counter spends 1 AP while in contact with the objective marker closest to the enemy deployment zone.
Super.
And I've got 2 there. And however, I'm not quite going to be able to make it up there because she only has 3 action points. However, I will get in contact with it.
All right, that's fine. I can deal with that.
And then my final objective, because it is the end of the turn, is I have the objective of advanced. Have all remaining friendly models in no man's land at the end of any round.
Oh yeah? Well, I have assassinate. Kill 1 and only 1 enemy model this round. That really kind of feels a little sad. Okay, that's fine though.
It really, really does.
So I have 2 victory points, and you are going to have 1 at the moment because you're advanced.
Yes.
We'll tally up the ones from the slaughtering fields at the end, although I can safely say you are in the lead of that one. All right, in the round I have 0 objectives, so I will draw 2 more in secret. All right, so we're in the lingering effects phase. I've completed both objectives. I'll draw 2 new ones. You've completed 1. You'll draw a new one, and you still have your 1 remaining in play. Lingering effects that we have in play, I have to check for volatile augmentation right over here. I was hoping she was going to kill that, but she didn't, and then the other one died. So she has to make a PS check at a -4. She will lose an HP on a failure, which will kill her. So I need you to pass this. She has a PS of a 16, though. They're good targets for this, so I need a 12 or less. And she's going to roll a 10. She's going to be fine. She still has a wound counter, but she is not dead. I can deal with that all day long. Any other lingering effects?
I have none.
Go ahead and take this up to round 3. All right. And I guess initiative.
All right. Now I really need to go first.
Yep.
And I rolled a 14. It's not looking that hot.
Cock, re-roll that. 13.
Ugh. Ouch.
I will take it. Huh. All right, let's go ahead and activate the Crimson Mother, who will squad link with that Red Sister. Just double checking, we are within 4, we can squad link. All right, Crimson Mother, she is going to go ahead and do Mark of the Beast. Need to make that Chirurgian pay for its sins, its robot sins, which I have to imagine are way worse than normal sins. All right, TN of a 14. Yeah, 14
Robot
or less.
sins don't know consequences.
14 or less. 5, we are good, good, good. So, all right, so she and all models she squad links with, aka the other Red Sister, gain critical to strike 4. So, you know, you're familiar with this, the thing that flailed at you last turn and didn't do anything?
Yes.
All right, she's going to activate, it is going to be her last 2 AP to get in contact with that Chirurgian. She does not have a cool harrower, she has a stun rod. Not as effective, but, well, she always crit. AS of an 8, 9 on the charge, 10 with the gang up. Your defense is a 5. And you have 15 or less. this whole song and dance routine again. 2, that's going to be a hit. You're going to get a stun counter. And that's going to be an AS of a 6, 7 on the charge, 8 with the gang up.
So Assault of 8, I need 1 dice at 10 or under, because my armor is normally an 18. And I rolled a 7.
Super, Tim, super.
I do what I can.
Okay. That's the last AP. That Red Sister is going to activate. And come on, clean house. Clean house! She is in base contact with you. She has her harrower. She's all raging. You've been marked as a beast. I don't really think we understand the term robots. So AS of an 8, 9 with the gang up, defensive 5. I need a 14. Crits on a 1 through 4. Come on. 17 is going to be a miss.
All right, well, there's a good way to start it.
Ladies, come on. Please, for me. Die is off the table, gone forever, fallen into the vast moat that surrounds the CMON gaming tables. An 8.
Ooh, that's a hit.
It's going to be a hit. It's going to be a power 6 times 2, 7 times 2 because of gang up.
7 times 2, so I need to roll 2 dice at 11 or under to save this wound. 18 and a 16, and that is a double failure, so my Chirurgeon dies, and I place a scrap counter. However, because he is a giant core robot, he stays in play as a big heaping pile of metal and blood and guts and everything else.
I got some other bad news for you, Tim. We reveal surprise attack. Kill 1 enemy model that's not activated this round.
Well, you got that one.
Tim, I'm going to reveal counterattack. One friendly model kills an enemy model that was within 2 inches of the start of the model's activation. That's how we roll.
And how many points was that?
2 points.
Oh,
So I'm currently up to 4 points with secondary objectives. Red Sister attacked. She hit and killed you. Oh, sorry. She attacked, she missed. She attacked, she hit and killed you. She has 1 AP left. She is actually just going to... Oh, she's going to move right over here. Why not? That's not the best place. Well, right here. Let's hold back a little bit. She's fine right there.
okay.
All right, Tim, it's your turn.
All right, so what to do? I've got options. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start with the easy one that I've got here. I'm going to activate Banshee, and she's going to spend 1 action point to do her dead drop, so that will score me 2 objective points because she places the bomb counter on the objective marker closest to the enemy deployment.
2.
2.
That one's worth 2.
That one's worth 2.
Okay.
And then she's going to go ahead and move out 4. And do I want to use my flamethrower or my psionic whale? Decisions. I'm going to go ahead and use my psionic whale. And I'm going to be targeting Lilith, which is going to hit both your War Knight and Lilith.
Super. All right, so we'll start with Lilith then. She has defense of 3.
Okay. My assault of 8. So I need to roll an 11 or under to hit you. An 11. Right on the nose.
All right, what's our power?
It's power 5 times 2.
Ow.
With knockback of 10.
Thanks, Tim. All right, 5 times 2. Armor of a 14. I need 9s. 4 and 11. That's going to be a failure. All right, so she stays fine. That's there. And the War Knight.
Your assault on your War Knight is...
My defense is a 6.
Or your defense is a 6, not your assault. I don't want you attacking yet. And I have an assault of 8, so normally this would be a 14. However, he is involved in combat, which is going to give me a -2 to my assault to hit him. So I need to roll a 12 or under in order to hit him with the psionic whale. And I rolled an 18, which will fail.
Oh, well.
And that is the end of her turn.
Okay. It's been working pretty well so far. How to do this? Okay. Really don't like all your stuff just being right up on me like that. Some tough choices here to make, Tim.
Very tough.
And those menials, they're just... You really never want to, like, devote resources to killing menials. It's so frustrating. So here's what we're going to do. Lilith is going to activate. She is going to command that War Knight. She's going to do volatile augmentation on that War Knight. They're all just test subjects, Tim. 2 AP left. 2. Go ahead and fall back. Alright, she's done. The War Knight that just commanded, who is now Berserk. Alright, Tim, that War Knight is going to go. Now, I don't really want to deal with menials because they're a pain. We do have that Banshee that has come within 2 inches of me right there. So I appreciate that because my reach weapon allows me to start poking at her.
It was a gamble I had to take.
So I'm going to actually ignore that menial for right now, and I'm going to attack that the Banshee. So AS of a 6 is up to a 7 because of the Berserk counter. And what is the defense on the Banshee?
The defense on the Banshee is a 3.
All right, you need a 10. 4. It's going to be a hit. It's going to be a power 6, power 7 because of the Berserk counter, power 7 times 2 because of the Berserk counter.
Okay, and she has an armor of 14, so I need to roll 2 dice at 7 or under in order to save this wound. I rolled a 5 and a 13. That is a wound on the Banshee. So she has taken a wound.
All right, next AP on that War Knight. So if we can kill this Banshee, then I don't see any more non-gamma programs in play here, so...
Yeah, that would be very troublesome.
Yep, so let's play it. We're going to score an 18, which is going to be a miss. Last AP, let's go ahead and try this again. 16. Thank you, War Knight. Thank you very much. Okay, that was it for that War Knight. It's going to be back to you, Tim.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and really just want to get that War Knight out of there because he's causing quite a lot of problems. I'm going to go ahead and activate my menials. I'm going to start with the one that's already attacking him, because, well, why not? Because if I get lucky and kill him, it means the other one can do whatever he needs to. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first attack. It's Assault of 4. Your defense is a 6. So I need a 10 or under to hit. I rolled a 9. And it's a power 2 times 2.
16 or less. No biggie. 18 and 18. Woo!
And I'm going to go ahead and put down this scrap counter.
Tim, next time I would have the audacity to say something like "no biggie" or "we got this," just remind me it's basically the same thing. Like, what else could go wrong?
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe you just shouldn't say things like that.
You're right. Let's do radio silence for the rest of this gameplay. I'm done talking.
And he's going to move up, and because he crossed over that scavenge marker, he does get 1 scavenge counter. And then the other menial bot is actually just going to stay put. He's fine for now.
Okay. Okay. Back to me, Tim.
Yes.
Voice. You're up. I think you're going to see a trend here. First AP she is going to do... tempting. She's going to do Holy Revival. 12 or less. She's been doing good. 12 or less. 13. Crap. Okay, she fails.
You blurted it. You let out just even the lowest amount.
Okay. Let's go ahead and try Fury of the Heavens. It's the one offensive psychogenic I gave her. Usually reserved for Skylancers, but it's a nice little range attack anyway. Range of 8, Blast 1, Cauterize, and Conduction. So let's see. I'm going to target that grotesque. Now we are over 4 inches, under 8 inches. Well, we can't be over 8 because the range is 8, so. Ace of 7, defense on the grotesque.
Defense of 6 on the grotesque.
13, -1 for range. Not gonna aim. So need 12 or less. Oop. 12 or less. 4. It's gonna be a hit. Place the template with a center hole anywhere under. And again, I should have pre-measured because I thought you were closer to the Banshee. But you were not. Okay, so he's going to take a power 5 hit. It's going to be a conduction. He's the only model under there, so the conduction's going to add additional power multiplier. So 5 times 2.
Ouch. Armor 16, so I need to roll 2 dice at 9 or under. It's a 4 and a 10, so unfortunately it does not work. He does die. They only have 1 wound. And I get my scavenge counter down.
That was not as effective as I want it to be. But hey, I'll take it. Hey, Lilith. Why don't you take the front guard for a while? Alright, Tim, I'm completely activated, so it is back to you.
Alright, decisions. I'm going to go ahead and move my grotesque right up into base contact with this. And let's see here. I guess it doesn't really matter either which way that I fire this. So I'm going to go for the Red Sister. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot. Now, she is outside of 4 inches, just barely, so it's going to be -1 to my hit. And their defense is what? 4. 4. So I'm going to need, normally I have an assault of 6, -1, so I'm going to need a 9 or under to hit. And I rolled a 16, so I miss.
I'll take it.
That is the end of the grotesque.
I am still completely activated.
You are still completely activated. Well, in that case, I need to get Mr. Rend up here to get ready to do stuff.
Like die.
All right, and that is the end of my turn.
All right, lingering effects.
Forward location at the end round with 1 or more friendly models in contact with an objective marker on your opponent's side of no man's land. That menial bot. That is another point.
I'm beginning to really hate menial bots this game.
Just think, I normally run 5.
I know. Okay, I have nothing over here, so it looks like we're going to move to the next round. 4. 2 more objectives to draw. Okay. All right, Tim. Get some initiative being rolled.
All right. Got a 3.
20.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely going to take the time to go first on this one because I really need to. So, I'm going to go ahead and well, you know what's good for me is also good for you. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 action point on my grotesque, and I'm going to give him a berserk counter. And I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 action points to charge this red sister, hoping for the best here. She's only got 1 wound left. Hopefully I can take her down.
Retaliation. Someone's going down.
It's a gamble, but I got to take it. All right, so
Defensive of 4.
defensive 4. I got +1 assault. My assault is normally a 5, so it jumps to 6. 7 on a charge. Need an 11 or under to hit. I rolled a 13. Not what I wanted. Not at all.
We will take our retaliation strike. What's your defense?
My defense is a 6.
AS of an 8, and you have 14 or less. 15.
All right, then.
All right, well, perfectly symmetrical violence will get us nowhere.
And that is the end of my activation, unfortunately.
Okay. All right, Lilith. She's going to activate. First AP. She's going to command Red Sister. Second AP, she is going to... I really don't like robots. She's going to shoot at that Rin. She's going to switch her Chem Cocktail to doing, Rot. Yeah, Rot. So AS of an 8 over 4. Give me -1. Your defense on the Rind.
The defense on the rend is a 5.
AS of an 8 plus your 5 defense is a 13. -1 for the range. 12. 12 or less. 14.
Fantastic.
All right. Last AP. Playing this retreat game here. No. Go big or go home, right? I'm going to take a second shot of the Rend. Same modifiers as before. 18. No hit.
She's doing phenomenal with that gun.
Alright, so this Red Sister does have the Berserk counter. Speaking of which, these two are going to activate. The Crimson Mother is going to activate first. She's going to do Mark of the Beast. I'm going to try to declare Rend if we get this off. So I'm going to need a 14 or less to make this go. 3.
Oof.
Goes off. We have marked the Rend as a beast. That
Have a beast counter.
is going to then spend just outside of 3. 2 AP to run over here to this grotesque. We'll go ahead and run over to the long side here. And hopefully kill it. AS of an 8, 9 on the charge, 10 with the gang up. Plus your defensive is 6.
16 or less to hit him.
16 or less. 8.
Ouch.
It's going to be a power 6, 7 on the charge, 8 with the gang up, and a stun counter in case you're not dead.
8? Oh
Power
boy.
8.
So I need to roll an 8 or less with the grotesque in order to make him survive. I rolled a 20, so he is super dead.
Well, more scrap counters though. Scavenge counters.
More scavenge.
That was the last AP on the Crimson Mother. Red Sister, come on. It is going to be a full 3 AP to get in contact with that Rend. Ooh, risky. That's fine. You're berserked. You're all like, that guy's a beast, kill him. This will be cool. Well, hopefully. At some point, Tim, they've got to start working, right?
Exactly.
AS of an 8, 9 on the charge, 10 with the berserk counter. Ren's defense.
16, or is a 5, I'm sorry. So 15 is what you need to hit him. I was jumping ahead a little.
All right, 15 or less, crit on a 1 through 4. 10.
That is a hit.
No crit, though. That's going to be power 6 times 2, 7 times 2 with the charge, 8 times 2 with the berserk counter, 8 times 3 because of the berserk counter.
This is going to hurt. So I need to roll 3 dice at 8 or under. 4, 7, and 15. I was so close, but I do take a wound.
That was her last action. She is done.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take the high road here, and I'm going to activate my Rend. So, Crimson Mother is just standing right there out in the open. And so I'm going to go ahead and activate the Rend. The yellow dice will be the Rending Saw. So I have an assault of 6. Her defense is a 4. So I need 10s to hit her.
3 11s, Tim. 3 11s.
Oh, lost an action point. 12, 20, and a 3. However, that 3 is the Rending Saw.
That's good and bad. So, if I survive, I'll get to make 2 attacks on you. Love this. But that's a big if I survive. So we're going to go ahead and put a... so she's minus 2 armor. We're going to bring her armor down to a 12. And the power of that Rending Saw?
4 times 2.
Okay, so we need 2 8 or less to survive. Come on. Be cool. A 1 and a 20.
Ooh.
Oh, I saw that 20 and I kind of panicked there. But the 1 overrides 20. Critical save, she is all right. And that's going to be 2 retaliation attacks back with the Harrower. Ace of an 8, your defense is a 5. Going to need a 13 or less on either of these. Well, preferably both. A 10 and a 17.
Ouch.
The 17 will miss. The 10 will hit, though. It's going to be power 6 times 2, 7 times 2 because of the Berserk counter, 7 times 3 because of the Berserk counter.
So I need 9s. 19, 13, and 3. Unfortunately, that kills my Rend.
Also a large model, so remains in play.
Yes, that is correct. It is a large model. With scrap. Well, that was a lot of fun.
It's okay, you're making my guys more effective.
Yes, I am, and I'm not liking it. So, that is the end of my turn.
I only have my voice left to activate. Because Lilith decided she was going to go first. Okay. And you have your menials and your Banshee left to activate, correct?
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. Voice. We move to right here. She is going to cast Fury of the Heavens. She's going to target your Banshee. Over 4, under there. Ace of 7, defense in the... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm targeting like the single hardest model to hit at range, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so what all does she have?
Well, she has Elusive, so
double range modifier, so we're already at minus 2.
And she has Hollow Flash, so model cannot be targeted by range attacks from more than 8 inches away. All range attacks targeting this model suffer -1 assault.
So minus 3 if I shoot. You know what? It's still worth it. So her defense is effectively 0 now, right?
Yes, her defense is 0.
So 7 or less is what I need. That's fine. I'll risk it. 2.
Ooh.
Gonna be a hit. Be a power 5. Because of the conduction, it's gonna be a power 5 times 2.
Okay, my armor is only a 14, so I need 2 dice at 9 or under. 15 and a 7. So unfortunately, that is 1 more wound on my Banshee.
Last AP. She is going to attempt to cast... Can you guess?
Yes, I'm quite certain I know what it is that it's going to be.
Holy Revival. 12 or less. Don't blow your brains out, please. 18. Mal's on a 17. So the Mal on that caster loses 1 HP. I don't really like the sound of that idea, though, which luckily she does have Psychogenic Resolve 3, which is basically 3 times per game I can ignore the effects of malfunction resulting from a Psychogenic.
Okay.
So she will spend one of those counters. She will ignore that. But that is the end of her activation.
Okay.
So Tim, I'm completely done. This is back to you.
So I've got my 2 menials and the Banshee. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start with the Banshee. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the Psysonic Whale. Since I've got this piece of cover here, now I'm going to go ahead and use Spray Template to ignore it. And I know that I can go ahead and hit her. So, Psysonic Whale's Assault of 8. You have a defense of 4. I need a 12 or under to hit. That is a 2.
And I was just checking over here to see if you had line of sight, but even from this angle, you easily do. All right, so you hit. Sorry, the stats on that?
Power 5 times 2.
Sweet. And I'm sundered. So I'm armor 12. 5 times 2. Need a 7 or less. You know what, Red Sister? Even if you die, you did good. 8 and a 9. So yep, she's going to be dead. Gone, gone, gone.
And then I'm going to go ahead and move up 4. And I'm going to go ahead and use my flamethrower on the red sister.
Crimson Mother.
Or yes, I'm sorry, the Crimson Mother. So the flamethrower has an assault of 7.
Defense of 4.
I need an 11 or less to hit. That is a 9. I know you want me to keep missing attacks, but apparently I just don't have it in me.
Leftover berserk counter here, isn't it? 9, that's going to be a hit. Power on that?
Is 4 times 2.
And fire and cauterize, correct?
Correct.
10 or less. 10 and a 3, we are okay.
Oh.
But we are suffering a little bit of the sickness known as being on fire.
And that was my final action point with her.
Unfortunately, as I said before, I'm still done, so back to you.
And Lilith has how many wounds left?
Lilith has 1 wound left.
1 wound left. Decisions. Get there, or I can actually get there. I'm gonna go ahead and take the easy way out. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge the mother.
All right, defensive of 4.
Defensive 4. So my remedial bot is now at assault 5, 6 because of the charge. So I need a 10 or under to hit. It is cocked. And that is a 10.
From over here, it looked higher. Oh well. Power on that, Tim.
Is at this point 3 times 2, 4 times 2 because of the charge.
All right, we need a 10 or less twice. Fails 1, she's gonna get a wound.
All right, and then final attack. At this point, I'm at an assault of 5 and a 2.
All right, once again,
Power 3 times 2 this time.
11s. A 2 and a 4. We're
Saved it. All right, and then all I've got left is this one tiny little menial bot in the back. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and move him up, because if I don't, we'll get right to there. All right, that is everything I've got.
Same here. End of the round, nothing to check on my end. No lingering effects.
Nothing to check on my end.
All right, going into round 5. Take our objectives, see if there's any. We want to discard one. I definitely want to discard this one. I will discard Bully, by the way, just to let you know. Draw 1.
I am also discarding Bully.
All right, new round, new initiative.
5.
Eating.
All right. How to start this off? I'm going to go ahead and start with the Banshee. And I'm going to go ahead and target Lilith with the Flamethrower.
Lilith has a defense of 3.
I have an assault of 7, so I need a 10 or under to hit. Let's see if luck is staying with me on these attacks. 14, no on the Flamethrower. However, I also have this ability called Psysonic Wail, which is also a spray. So I'm going to go ahead and use that now, and that's an assault of 8. So now I need a, what's her defense? A 3? 11 or under. And that is a 7.
That's him. I know it hasn't really been coming up, because you keep hitting her template attacks. But she has Human Shield, which is whenever she's hit by a non-template attack, she can pull someone in the way. So you keep targeting her of all those. It's like you have a plan or something here.
I do.
Damn. Okay. So that's 5 times 2. Lilith, I really need you to not die here because I need you to keep pumping drugs into my guys. Armor of a 14, minus 5, 9 or less twice. 8 and 20. 20. Dies in spectacular, exploding, Psysonic head exploding fashion, isn't it?
Yes.
Causes panic, doesn't it?
It does.
She is not immune to panic. She is. So we'll put a counter over here for that. We'll put a, I don't know, black panic counter over here. Lilith has unfortunately just died.
How many points is Lilith worth?
100 points.
Okay. And then I have 1 action point left. And just to play it a little bit safe, I'm going to move back this way. just so I have options.
All right. All right, Tim, I'm going to go and activate the Crimson Mother. She is unfortunately on fire, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Decisions.
Yeah. I don't need Mark of the Beast that badly this turn. I'm going to go ahead and try to put the fire out. I need a 10 or less. An 11. Second AP, I'm going to try to put the fire out. 5. Fire's out.
Got lucky.
Last AP, Stun Rod. Ace of an 8. Defensive of 6 on the menials.
Yes.
14 or less. Be a 1. That's going to be a crit.
That is a crit.
I guess my rage didn't even come into play. That's going to be a hit and a stun counter for you. Yeah, let's put a stun counter on that 2 AP model.
All right. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and activate. Actually, I'm going to squad link. I'm going to go ahead and activate both menials. And I'm going to start with the one that only has 1 action point left. He's right now an assault of 5 because of the scavenge. Your defense is a 4, so I need a 9 or under to hit. That is a 14, so he will miss.
Retaliation. Ace of an 8, defensive of 6. 14 or less. It's going to be a hit. And it's going to be power 6 plus 2 for my rage. Power 8.
Power 8, so I need to roll a 6 or under to save this wound or die. That is an 8, so that menial goes down. Drops the scavenge, which is exactly what I needed. So then this menial is going to go ahead and move up, and he's going to be just in range, picking up that scavenge and boosting him up to his maximum of 3. So his assault now is 4 plus 3 because of the 3 scavenge markers, plus 1 because of the charge, so he is at an 8. So your defense of 6. 14 or under will hit. 3 will hit. And the power on the weapon right now is 6 times 2. Welcome to menials.
All right, I need an 8 or less twice. 14 and a 9. She fails, she dies. Another scavenge counter there, although I guess they're kind of meaningless at this point.
They are. And I'm going to go ahead and use my final action point to come right up the hill.
Okay.
And how many points was she worth?
She was 65 points.
Call to Glory. 1 friendly model kills 1 enemy model with a higher point value. So that will jump me up another point.
Putting you up at 5?
Yes.
Okay. Voice of the Prevailers. So clearing over the roll is rough terrain. Sorry we didn't mention that before, by the way, but Tim and myself discussed the terrain through the battlefield before the game began, and basically the walls here, light cover, rough to cross. Sorry we didn't cover that at the start of the video, guys. But we're going to spend 1 AP to go in, 1 AP to get out, 3 to move over to the other side. She is going to then cast Holy Revival. She is going to focus on it. So I really need this to go off, so I need a 14 or less. 10.
Oh, that is not what I wanted to see.
Hello, I'm back into play with 1 wound. Moved, cast the spell. She is done. Tim, correct, you are fully activated?
I am fully activated.
All right. Come on, Red Sister. Take it home for us. First AP charge. AS of an 8. 9 with the charge. Defense
3.
Need a 12. It's cocked. 11.
Ugh.
That's going to be a power 6 times 2, 7 times 2 for the charge, 9 times 2 because she has a wound.
My armor is only a 14. So I'm going to need a 5 or under on both dice, or a 1. 8 and a 5, unfortunately, that is not going to do it. It's going to put her down. She only had 1 wound left.
I'm going to reveal Bounty Hunter. Kill 1 enemy character.
Ugh.
Also being a large size model, I believe that stays in play.
She is considered a large size model.
She's just a big girl.
It's a very, very big TB-13.
That's my first AP. And unfortunately, you're at size 6. That was bad positioning on my part. I should have looped around over here more. Whatever. I'll enter activation, and she will be removed again. All right, Tim, I'm done.
I am done as well.
Okay, we're going to round 6, and we have a voice versus a menial. I'm going to go and discard Convergence because I actually can't complete it anymore, and draw 2 more.
I'm going to go ahead and discard Counterattack because it will do me no good.
All right, Tim, should we roll some initiative?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Souped up menial bot versus Voice of the Prevailers.
Got an 18.
Sweet. Well, it's not sweet, but you know. Okay, the voice is going to go. Her first AP, she's going to cast Holy Revival, focusing on it for 14 or less. I would go up and hit you with my little Power Force stick, but she's just not very good on her own.
Sure you don't want to try it? Oh, not what I wanted.
Hello. Last AP, she's actually going to cast Fury of the Heavens, targeting that menial bot. AS of 7. You're within 4, so no modifiers. Defensive of 6.
Yes.
Yeah, 13 or less. That is going to be a 19. That is going to be a Mal. I'm going to ignore that with her Psychogenic Resolve. But it is going to scatter off that point. This could get dumb. Okay. Oh, no.
Oh, that's not good.
So it's going 6 inches straight back toward... well, you get to place this, Tim.
Well, don't mind if I do.
6 inches. So I assume you wanted to probably clip that red sister.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and place it right there to take that red sister completely out of my way.
Okay. It's power 5 with conduction because there's only 1 model under there. It's a power 5 times 2. So that is going to be 5 times 2 on the red sister. She's an armor 14. I'm going to need 2 9 or less for my own attack. Way to go. I know I summoned you, and now I shall smite thee. And she's dead again.
All right, well, I guess that makes it my turn. So, I got nothing. All right, so
well,
I'm going to go ahead.
You're under Gamma, so you have to charge right at me.
Yes, I have to charge right at you, and here's my first action point, which is going to get me there. I get up there just a hair, and of course I still have the 3 scavenge. So my charge attack is going to be an 8.
I have a defensive of 6.
So I need a 14 or under to hit you. And that is cocked. That is a 19. So not only do I miss, but that was the one I really wanted to
Getting mal,
really
did you?
lay it home. No, I did not. They don't mal with their hooked claws.
Oh, I guess it is jank.
And so the second attack, you have a defense of
6,
so I need to roll. All right, 13 or under. And that is an 8. And the power on the attack is now 5 times 2.
The 9s. 12 and a 20. All right, so she critically just dies. Hook through the little head or something. Oh. Ow. Okay, I have no objectives to reveal this turn. Did you complete any in that?
Call the weak. Kill the lowest point value enemy model in play.
Well, I only had one, so...
Was her. I would have actually gotten another one if I would have killed her on the charge.
So that pushes you up to?
That pushes me up to 6 points.
1 higher than me. I had a full 500 points. You just completely cleared everything out. So that's 5 victory points from the primary scenario of slaughtering fields. How many points was your army?
Mine was 500 on the nose, and I have 30 points left.
Okay, so it is rounded up. So I did get those points as well.
Yes, you did.
Which means that you're going to come out 1 point ahead because, well, it was a good game. That menial was definitely scary.
Yes.
Also to note, by the way, I've been trash-talking menials the entire game. So, Tim, good game.
Good game, Michael.
And we'll get you next time.